Square Enix localization director wants to erase Japanese culture.
Mm.
Wow. I'm sorry, what? Like, I know localizers are not the best people, not just with their careers, but in general they're not the best people. But wow.
That's actually crazy.
Quite a bit. This is quite a bit crazy.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So in this video I'm going to be talking about some more localizer related drama, focusing on a Square Enix localization director who is not only proudly censoring phrases like Merry Christmas, but also proudly exclaiming that they're erasing Japanese culture in order to make these localizations more acceptable. It's all about pushing agendas.
Also, if he hates them so much, why is he working there? Why isn't he fired?
Why did he learn Japanese?
This is so weird. This is like psychotic.
Ladies and gentlemen, and individuals like Neil here are doing their best to be the arbiter of what is acceptable in these localizations, and it's absolutely disgusting. The vandalization of Japanese media continues, and unfortunately Square Enix is the subject of this, and they are catering to this. Now, Square Enix is definitely a company that is definitely affected by wokeness, okay? They are constantly doing all the virtue signaling, doing pride posts like this. In fact, on their website, they have an entire page dedicated to celebrating all of their LGBT members of their related staff. And also, there was a recent controversy last year where apparently translating something like Final Fantasy is too hard for the localizers over at Square Enix.
What?
Now, someone who definitely
Huh?
agrees with this sentiment is Neil here, the localization director for them.
Wait, what do you mean it's too hard to localize it? Wait, what? Also,
W-
does anyone here think that having a whole page on your website dedicated to LGBTQ is kind of weird? Like, you're doing too much, brother.
Yeah. I mean, the company, they gotta do what they gotta do to make sales. I don't know why people are still kind of like bothered by it.
No, but like, how many sales are they actually getting from having like a whole page for them?
I don't know.
I don't think it's that many. A lot of people, they just want to get their way. They don't actually want to buy it. Also, why would you want them to have a whole page? Like, why do people want brands to cater to them knowing that they don't give a damn about you? You're just a sales number to them. Like, none of this makes sense. Not from the standpoint of the company, not from the standpoint of the consumer. They don't give a damn about you. Why would they? Like, they don't know you. Like, it's just all so stupid.
And he has been popping off, especially when it comes to a very well-known set of controversy involving the Uma Musume localization, where, of course, you can see some of the translations here on the screen, where Merry Christmas
Yeah, that
is
was
something they are
weird.
heavily censoring.
Yeah.
And in this original audio, right, not even the dub, you can hear them say in English, Merry Christmas, but the subtitles say Happy Holidays. And that was a controversy last year, but of course,
Wasn't it related to the whole like religious stuff? But majority of people don't view Christmas as a religious celebration, especially in Asia. In Asia, Christmas is like either spending with friends or as a couple.
Yeah.
It's like a good excuse to go all out on a romantic date. And even in the West, like majority of people don't view Christmas as a religious day. It's like a time for the family to get together.
Mhm.
So all of this is just so nonsensical.
someone like Neil definitely agrees with this, but there was some recent noise involving this post right here from Side Games, talking about a game developer conference in Japan featuring a lecture on Umusume and the localization complete with an English version of the slides. Now you can see some of the comments from people like Madam Savvy saying, localizers.
Yeah, but they wouldn't do that to any other holidays, would they? They will not. But they would probably do that to Easter though.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, I don't think so.
Should be fired and blacklisted from all creative related positions. No one wants this, and you can see the slide that they are referring to. Here's another reply saying the localization is terrible. Words like Christmas are censored. Some romantic implications towards trainer are censored. Many characters speak in cringeworthy westernized ways that could only amuse the most brain rotten of Redditors. Fire every last one of these hacks.
Rev, follow her back. God damn it. This is bothering me. He's reading her comment and always sees the follow back button.
Oh no.
Sorry. My tism flared up. I apologize. Let's face it, it doesn't take much excuse to go to a party. Dude, I don't like parties, but when there's like advertisement of good food, yeah, it doesn't really take much to convince me to go to a party either. It's like, oh, there's good food. But what? No, no, that's not what I mean. Oh, there's good food.
Flip it.
Oh,
Flip and ship it.
there is some really good food. Count me in. I am joining. I will be there. As the first person, I will even help you set it up in exchange for a chicken leg. POV Lifu.
God dang
Here's
right.
another one saying these are the people who you hired to do your translations. They have zero respect for your work and will vandalize it because it's funny to them. And you can see an entire catalog of various tweets and posts made by localizers who are not only celebrating that they are vandalizing the localizations of Japanese media, but also saying that's their goal. Like they're going mask off saying they want to vandalize this set of media and they think that they know better than the original Japanese creators. And of course, one of the people who definitely agrees with all of this is Neil here, who was quoting the previous post saying, so I saw the hullabaloo about this, and frankly, there's nothing offensive here. It's obviously geared towards an audience with little prior knowledge about localization. And some of the stylistic choices are not ones I would make myself, but the internet outrage is unwarranted. You know what's unwarranted? Changing something like Merry Christmas to Happy Holidays, even when in the original Japanese dialogue, they say
It's not an localizers, right? It's not just localizers acting this way. Anyone who has like a job where you have a boss, you have seen an influx of people who are like showing up and they want to change everything because they think they know better. And instead of arguing with them, you can see people just give in just so they don't have to deal with their stupidity. It's happening in like even like normal office jobs right now.
It's happening everywhere.
Yeah, it just people just don't wanna deal with, like, psychotic people anymore. They're just, "Whatever, do whatever the hell you want, as long as, like, once it goes tits up, you're the one getting fired."
say in English, Merry Christmas, but somehow in the subtitles, they change it to Happy Holidays. That is unwarranted, but of course, these vandalizers, these thieves of Japanese culture, have no problem with what's happening with this dub. And of course, they also do an appeal to triviality, saying, oh, it's not a big deal. Oh, it's not a big deal. Well, if it's not a big deal, then why did you change it in the first place? If it wasn't a big deal to say Merry Christmas, why did you change it to Happy Holidays? It literally makes no sense whatsoever. But of course, people are pointing this out, saying, honestly, I think what pisses people off is that the romance between Uma and the trainer was toned down to something that could be confused with strong friendship, which I can only interpret as the localizers having a stroke of self-righteousness. And Neil says, I've never played the game. Understand this, ladies and gentlemen, the people who are absolutely vandalizing your media.
Because they don't care. They just want to get the bag and have it their way. Can we
Yeah.
I'm sorry, again, side tangent. It's the same shit in the VTuber space. People are walking in, they don't care about the medium, they don't care about anything. They're here just to take like a quick attention, quick bag, and then they show their actual true face, and then they go like, "Oh, I don't even like anime. I'ma just be a VTuber." Which, by the way, in the past, I even said, "What's the big deal?" Even if they don't watch anime. But the more I see what's happening in EN VTubing, the more I'm like, okay, yeah, let's revert back to absolutely gatekeeping VTubing.
Mm-hmm.
It's because like cycles like this. Yes, in this instance, it's a localizer, but it's the same shit with every freaking medium these days. Would it be comic books? Would it be VTubing? Would it be anime? It's like these people who showing up, they don't give a damn. They are just like in it just to get the quick attention. I'm kinda getting annoyed with that. If Tori just stood in their lane, no one would complain, but they want others to cater to their preferences. Yeah, I now consider gatekeeping to be a good thing. I actually am starting to think gatekeeping is a good thing, which is horrible. I don't think that people should resort to gatekeeping, but I genuinely am changing my mind very drastically, and I don't like like extremist opinions, but it's like I'm kind of getting that way. For example, I hate those people going to VTubing just because it gives more views. I, I again, I have no freaking issue if a VTuber is like an unhinged like a horny creature on a chain. I have no freaking issues. I don't give a damn. But the second people are going into VTubing and they act like anime is beneath them, people not showing their face are beneath them. People are still doing the whole idol stuff and
Stop right there, criminal scum!
ah!
Nobody breaks the law on my watch!
Are you finally coming around? I have been supporting paywalling and gatekeeping since day one.
Fuck off, Jason. And thank you so much for the support, Jason. But yeah, like what was I saying? Fuck you. But thank you so much for the support, Jason. But yeah, it's like people walking in it, they think anime is beneath them. They think the way traditional VTuber look, like inspired by anime, is beneath them. Like I've literally seen people be like, "Oh, you don't have these realistic lips, realistic nose. Pff, like you look so silly, you look goofy." Like they think everything is beneath them. People who still are doing like the idol culture with like performing, having a stage and stuff like that, doing karaoke streams, they think that's beneath them too. I'm seeing like an actual issue with all these like spheres having like an immense issue with people trying to tear it up from a perspective of people who don't even care how it originated. And it's frustrating me because I got into VTubing not that long ago as well. But I'm at least trying to respect the medium. Underlining the trying. Yeah, it's just really frustrating me. I see that this is the reason why I don't really talk much about the stuff I do in my free time because I don't want any like schizos even touching my hobby.
Yep.
Like this is why I don't really talk much about reading manga. I don't talk much about watching anime. I don't want to deal with that. I like how I can listen to a cute VTuber song while mowing down waves of enemies in Warframe based. Gatekeeping is good against those type of guys. Okay, the problem, like for example, right now, right? A lot of people are accusing VTubers of like, oh, you're in it just to sell like your naughty content. You guys understand that a lot of people who are accusing them of it are the biggest hypocrites, right? They will go after a specific, let's say, they will go after a VTuber X for doing naughty stuff, but they will support a VTuber Y for doing the same thing because they like the politics and personal beliefs of VTuber Y, but they don't like the personal politics and blah 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 of VTuber X. There's also a lot of hypocrisy going on with that right now.
Yep. Kinda lowbrow.
Yeah. As for the people who actually believe that um there shouldn't be any actual content amongst VTubers, there's a reason why they have a higher audience than people who don't do it. And if you start telling me shit like, "Oh, but there's a XYZ VTuber who don't do it." Okay, that doesn't mean their fans aren't doing that. Unfortunately, my own community has already told me how many of the least suspecting VTubers have a lot of raunchy um, fan art by the community. By the way, again, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, it's a fact. Body pillows, cups, etc. I like. Wait, well, I'm reading that. No, it just okay. I'm going on such a high and low tangent. Basically, I'm saying everyone is a tourist and everyone is a hypocrite. Sorry. Anyway,
I don't.
I get lost in the sauce. Do you ever like go on a tangent to a point where you argue with yourself? Both statements are generally accurate though. Yeah, pretty much. Keep going with the tangent. I just got here. Okay.
And vandalizing anything coming out of Japan not only thumb their nose at you and the creators thinking they know better and what's actually acceptable or not, but they don't even consume the products
Yeah.
that they're corrupting. Evil cannot create, it can only corrupt and destroy, and Neil is a great example of that. But of course, he would add on some more comments saying, I also find the arguments about Merry Christmas versus Happy Holidays to be a very weird hill to die on. So why are you dying on it? So why do you care? So why do you want to change these things? But anyways,
They just want to have it their way. That's it. It's the beginning and the end of the sentence. They want to have it their way because of virtue signaling, and that's it. There's nothing deeper to it, which is bad, by the way. I argue with myself a lot. It's 50-50 who wins. I argue with myself constantly. Dude, that's why I don't need to join any debates. I debate myself constantly. Oh my god.
She does. You can like see it in her head when she starts having like an inner monologue. She's like fighting herself. Her worst enemy is herself.
It's true. It actually is true. Sometimes, for example, me and Zen are gonna be like brainstorming what to do for the channel, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh yeah, we should do that." But at the same time, this might be a bad idea. It's like,
Starts schizoing out. She's like, wait a minute, hold on.
yeah, happens. Is Lifu a master at debating with myself? Apparently, Lifu is like Deadpool but VTuber. You guys
True.
You guys haven't even seen half of my schizoism. I'm still warming up on like fully showing you guys how schizo I actually am.
Mm-hmm.
They felt strong enough to change it, but then gaslight about it being so strange that others make a big deal out of it being changed. I mean, that's how it goes, right? You get brainwashed with virtue signaling so hard. You start being an extremist who wants to change a medium that has nothing to do with you, right?
Right.
And then you start gaslighting other people that it's not a non-big deal because they want to get their way.
they continue on saying, since Christmas carries such a different meaning culturally in Japan versus the West, does it? Because I think saying Merry Christmas means Merry Christmas and saying Happy Holidays means Happy Holidays. Why are you changing that? But Neil wasn't done. He added another tweet saying, I saw a couple comments about the Umazume localization expressing Gyaru culture as Gen Z speak in Kansei dialect as Southern American English, putting aside these specific choices. How would you prefer those things without a one-to-one equivalent to be expressed? And, well, unfortunately, they dismiss any sort of criticism as, well, the minority opinion, but also
They never pay attention to the actual criticism. The only thing they do is pick and choose what they want to respond to. And most often than not, they will latch onto anything negative just to milk it and make themselves look like victim in a very roundabout way.
Yeah.
So this person is clearly not open to feedback. Okay, they are pushing their agenda. They're shameless about it, but also I'm telling you guys, listen to me. Bookmark this, screenshot it, do whatever you want. But Gyaru culture, and I know that sounds like a dog.
Who's talking about Gyaro? Not. Why did he say Gyaro? Isn't it Gyaro?
I think so. I've never really went out of my way to learn how to pronounce it.
Um, when I was in when I was studying, I actually did a presentation on them. For people who didn't know, I used to be in after I left the whole archaeology department, I actually used to be in the fashion department, and I did a whole presentation on Lolita fashion and Garo fashion because it's truly a fascinating subculture in my opinion. The origin, the rules of makeup, the rules of dressing up. But anyway, I digress. This is what Garo is.
Dog with a mouthful of peanut butter coming out of me. It sounds terrible, but this is going to be the next thing to be appropriated. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen a phenomenon on social media where e-girls are appropriating goth culture.
Oh my god, don't get me started on that shit. The whole goth thing and being appropriate is like that's a little frustrating me because I was part of the goth culture since I was like what 14,
Right.
and it's really frustrates me seeing that. It's like, can we stop actualizing every single aspect and every single thing people do? It's just so annoying.
Honey, you don't understand. It's hard mode for them.
Oh my.
Whole nother topic for another day, but this one's next. Okay, I am telling you. Okay, listen to me. But anyways, this situation is absolutely abysmal, and it shows the lengths these localizers will go to vandalize Japanese media, and they do it so proudly and shamelessly, and they'll tell you about it on social media.
This is why people are getting more extreme. This is why people are getting more defensive about their hobbies and interests. This is why you see more and more people become more extreme with their statements and being more aggressive towards other people because of this constant need to take something that is not yours, that you have no interest in, and make money off of it while spitting in your face. This is why people are becoming so extreme. And then those same people are going to be saying why you so extreme. While the ones being that shank you in your kidney. To be fair, Gothic style were quite a long time ago with Elvira. The Egos are just the newest wave. That's not Gothic. No, that is not Gothic.
Nope.
You can cope all you want, Cenarian. That's not goth. Not even all goths have black hair. That's not goth. Cope all you want. Those are e-girls. I wouldn't go as far as calling them prostitutes. I'm not gonna do that. But those are e-girls. Well, since I am German, I'm from the original Gothic line. Nah. There's a difference between goth fashion and goth culture. Just because you dress it doesn't make you one. Just like if you wear a metal band t-shirt, doesn't make you a
Hold
metalhead.
on, I'll be back.
Okay, that is different. If you're wearing a band t-shirt and you don't even fucking listen to them, like absolutely not. You have no business wearing it. I'm sorry, but I am putting my foot with that one.